finding myself having serious mental lapses every once in a while. I have to write everything out, so if you see me reading from this sheet, which is my version of a teleprompter, why, nonetheless sincere. Good evening, our honored guests, our guest speakers, and our master of ceremonies, my good friend, Jack Olson. Speaking on behalf of Betty and our family, as Jack has described them, I welcome you to this very special event, commemorating the 10th anniversary of the first publication of that very special book, Embraced by the Light. It's a privilege to be here, speaking to a group of such wonderful and special people who have taken such a great interest in Embraced by the Light and its author. Betty's near-death experience and subsequent events have had an enormous impact upon all of us in the family. Foremost, of course, is the impact it has had upon Betty's life. She had to learn to cope with being an anointed messenger of God, while coping with being a wife and a mother. She's done well, but she's had to sacrifice a lot. I know that she draws strength in pursuing her mission from the thousands of people who have written and telephoned her, from the support of the waves, and from each of you who have joined her to commemorate the delivery of her message. I too thank you for that support. In many ways, it helps to make up for the too frequent inadequacies of myself and our family in giving her our total and selfless support. Her expectations, as you were, as they say in the Air Force, our expectation of an always available wife and mother had to be modified. The celebrity of Betty, because of her success in the delivery of her message, has altered our self-perception. Many of our life decisions and many of our relationships beyond the family. I'm happy to report that we have all accepted these things because we love her and we love each other. We loved each other before all of this came upon us. Now that love is stronger than ever and reaches new heights because of the understanding of unconditional love that she has brought to us. I hope that you will be able to see and feel that love as the evening progresses. This evening, for the first time, I am going to publicly talk publicly about a few of my views and recollections of events during the inception and delivery of Betty's message. As I say, this is the first time that I've spoken of these things publicly, much to the chagrin and disappointment of many television and news reporters. They've tried to corner me, but I just looked at them very dumbly. I don't openly speak of things that are sacred to me, as a matter of nature. I analyze, I evaluate, I consult with my spirit, I reach a conclusion. I believe, therefore I am. I don't like to discuss in public what I believe. I don't want to get confused and have to go back through the same process again, only to arrive at the same conclusion. However, I feel that this is a very special audience that is very specially attuned to what I know and to what I have to say. I give you my testimony that the message given to Betty and embraced by the light is true. That it could only have been divine in its origins. I further testify that the circumstances and physical events that Betty describes in Embraced by the Light are true. I cannot speak to the experience itself. That experience was uniquely Betty's experience. No one else was there. No one else shared it. I can say, though, that in the past 29 years since that experience, her description of it has not changed one whit. At first, I had no realization or understanding of what had taken place. I thought Betty had just had some post-operative problems that caused her a great deal of discomfort and caused her to have some pretty bad dreams. You know, someone demon scratching at a glass dome and all that sort of stuff. Hey, look, I'm just ex-GI. But over time, subtle changes in Betty became obvious, even to a hard head like me. She spoke often, telling me bits and pieces of her experience, preoccupied with much more important things like work, unpaid bills, repairing the house, repairing the cars, chewing out the kids for being kids, and watching football. I didn't really put it all together. Then she said that she had been invited to speak to a group about her experience. I said, okay, and I accompanied her to that engagement, more out of obligation and curiosity than anything else. Betty had almost never spoken in public before. When asked to speak at our church, where everyone was expected to speak, she would somehow lay it off on me, and I would end up giving her talk.